This afternoon, we are diving deeper into the state's effort to remove non-citizens from the voter rolls. Now, Texas Secretary of State Robert Howden now says some eligible voters were wrongfully flagged and should be immediately reinstated. Natalia Contreras is a reporter with the nonprofit news outlet Vote Beat. She's back here with us to talk about what happened, what it means for voters, and what comes next. Natalia, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me again.
So this actually started before Howden took office, is when these folks were flagged. But for people who may not remember, walk us back through what happened.
Yeah, so last year, actually, Texas was one of the first states in the nation to use a revamped federal program to check the voter rolls against that program to verify the citizenship with people that are on the voter roll. And so this is something that Jay Nelson was very proud of using. It was they were touting as another tool that was available to states. And so you might remember last fall, they released a list of more than 2,700 people that had been flagged as potential non-citizens. Right away, we started, trying to dig into what those numbers actually mean. And just, as a quick reminder, we found right away that there were some people that had been on that list entered in error. Since we don't have online voter registration, there were clerical errors that were made. Another bucket of people had actually already provided proof of citizenship and had registered at the Department of Public Safety, and they were, also shouldn't have been flagged as a potential non-citizens. Others, showed up to their county officials and provided proof of citizenship. So there were already some folks in there that had been incorrectly flagged that we had found. But this time, what the Secretary of State's office did was they took this full list of more than 2,700 people that were flagged as potential non-citizens, and they ran it against data from the Texas Department of Public Safety, the agency where we go and obtain our driver's license. And they did that because when folks try to get a state ID or a driver's license, whether you register to vote there or not, you have to provide proof of citizenship or you have to provide proof of lawful presence in the United States. And so Texas already had this data available to them, back in the fall, but they didn't do this review until recently. And so now they found that indeed confirmed the citizenship of some people on that list. And so now they're telling counties, hey, if there are, folks in this list that are U.S. citizens, you've got to reinstate their voter registration immediately, because that's also what the law says already to do.
And what's interesting is, again, we have a new Secretary of State, and this happened, this other check and him putting down this directive to election officials across the state. This happened really very quickly from him taking the lead of that agency.
Yeah, it did. But also this process, that I'm talking about, this review had actually started before he took office. So all of this, I think it's still part of that review that was started when Jay Nelson was there. It's going to be interesting whether Texas continues to do these this citizenship checks as we get ahead into the November elections. That's going to be what I'm watching out for, right? What the new secretary is going to try to implement, what his directives are going to be. And also, just kind of like whether they're going to use this program that's actually right now in legal limbo. It's not clear whether some states can continue to use it in this way because of what we're seeing, that there are some inaccuracies. But as a reminder, in the Secretary of State's office was just in a hearing with lawmakers earlier this morning, and 2,700 compared to the more than 18 million registered voters that we have in Texas is a small number. And what they did say is that using this program, they were able to confirm the citizenship of the majority, right, of voters. But still, there's just concerns there that anyone, that was incorrectly flagged as a potential non-citizen, as your point earlier, it could impact the voter registration of those eligible voters, right, that were incorrectly flagged as potential non-citizens. So that is that's kind of the effect and the consequence of doing these reviews and these checks, is that it's never going to be 100% accurate, and that's the risk there.
Yeah. Reporter Natalia Contreras with VoteBeat. We thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us. We know you're going to continue to keep us updated on this very important issue.
Thanks so much.